I was going to give up on YouTube. During this whole grind, there's some points where you start to kind of doubt yourself and you kind of categorize yourself as a small YouTuber. But in this video, I'm going to tell y'all 4 things that shifted my momentum and my mindset from being a small YouTuber. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's jump into it. This is going to come directly from my experience. Let me know if y'all face something similar. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is stop accepting you're a small YouTuber. All right. Everyone starts from somewhere. So there may be some times where you put yourself in this category and, that thought in itself is a limiting factor as to where you can possibly be in the future. Mindset is everything. You know what I'm saying? Now let that really sink in. Mindset is everything. So if you think you're small, you're going to be small. If you think you're a small YouTuber, you got a weight loss journey, you're trying to do something, you're saying, no, you got a financial journey and you feel like you have to shift your mindset. And that's what I had to do. I had to shift my mindset from being this small YouTuber, right? Because, if you change your attitude, you'll change your altitude. And people have always told me that, like, you got to stop thinking this and start thinking this, you know what I'm saying? So I had to stop telling myself that I'm a small YouTuber, or I had to think bigger. And I'm still thinking that way. But in the past, I would say, oh, as a small YouTuber, and that mindset, and there's nothing wrong with anybody who says that, but I had to tell myself that I wanted to move past that. I wanted to keep going. And there's some times where I was like, yo, like, this is hard and it is difficult. This whole thing is difficult. There's so much you have to do and understand, and so much you have to learn. And I'm still learning. But the first thing you need to do is stop accepting that you're a small YouTuber. No, you're starting out. You know what I'm saying? You can call yourself a small YouTuber, but I'm thinking to myself, like, if I keep saying that, I'm going to limit myself. So I empower you to move past that. You're not small. You're starting out. So that was my first thing. I had to stop accepting small. The next thing, I had to learn from the platform. If I wanted to grow, I had to learn from what was going on around me. So from experience, I had to say, you know what? Maybe I should change my thumbnail. Maybe I should try something different. Maybe I should adapt to some of the other people that are on the platform. Maybe I should, recently I tried shooting on my iPhone in portrait orientation. Most people didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't consume long form videos, but I'm going to try a bunch of different things. So, and that's called adapting. I'm going to try a bunch of different things. So I'm like using my phone, using this, using that, but learn more about the platform. Knowledge is power. Learning more about the platform is going to give you the ammunition that you need to take yourself to new heights, and there's nothing wrong with doing the same thing, but insanity can limit you. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm looking at YouTube very, very differently, and I noticed everyone enjoyed the Osmo, the DJI content. And I'm not saying I'm not going to go back to it. I'm definitely going to go back to that. There's some stuff that I wanted to try, and, there's some content that I'm thinking, but nonetheless, learning more about the platform. All right, let's move on to number 3. Do me a favor, if you're enjoying this video so far, a like and a subscribe will be tremendous. I appreciate you. We're actively chasing 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the third one. All right. Celebrate every single win. And I mean, like, someone like you who is watching this video, if someone comments, someone subscribes to your channel, they are a person who took time out of their day to watch your content. That is a win. That is a person. That is someone who has spent their personal time to watch your content. They could be watching anybody else, but they watched you. So celebrating every single win. Every time I got a subscriber or every time I got a comment from somebody, I would run to my phone or my computer and I would answer it because I just felt personally empowered that that person took their 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 hard-earned time, because time is more important than everything and anything, to visit my channel, give me feedback, comment. So I'm telling you, celebrate every single win, whether it be a milestone, watch hours, a comment, a like, something. Celebrate every single win. Don't take it for granted. All right, the next one. This one is something I learned early on, but it is a grind. This is a grind. You know what I'm saying? You have to give yourself credit that, you know what? You're going to grind. You're going to work hard. You're going to work hard, baby. You're going to work hard. So you got to strike while the iron is hot. Once you get in this mindset that you want to create content, you need to say to yourself, I'm going to work hard. Strike while the iron is hot. One of my close friends has always told me that. So you get in that mindset and you're ready to just lock in. You need to lock in. You need to lock in. This is a grind. You know what I'm saying? This one is one of my favorites. So do me a favor, y'all. Let's lock in. All right. The fourth one. You need to have big dreams. I'll be honest. You need to dream. You need to have a dream or an end goal or you need to set goals. You know what I'm saying? And have these big dreams. Let's say, for instance, you're like, you know what? I'm going to make 5 videos every week. Listen, there's 52 weeks in a year. You know what I'm saying? You have plenty of time to at least make 1 video per week. You could do 2 videos. You could do 3 videos. Whatever it is, set a goal. Dream big. You know what I'm saying? You got to dream big. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get to 1,000 subscribers, fine. You want to get to 2,000 subscribers, fine. You want to get to 100,000 subscribers, but you got to have that dream. You got to have that little kid in the candy store mindset that you're trying to get. You're going after something. You know what I'm saying? Have those big dreams. You know what? You gotta have this perspective like, yo, I can do this. You got to encourage yourself. You got to have these big dreams. You know what I'm saying? And above all, you got to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to change this mindset that you are small. You are not small. You're larger than life. You took your time out to go get this camera, press record on it, and upload. You know what I'm saying? That is a big deal. And I'm not going to sit here and limit myself on anything that I do on this platform anymore. You know, I used to have doubt and I would get discouraged and all of these other things. I'm telling y'all, these things have changed everything for me as a YouTuber. I'm not a small YouTuber. I'm a content creator and I'm focused. I'm going to grind and I want y'all to do the same. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I appreciate you. You're a real one. Take care of yourself. Lock in. Take care of each other. Peace.